had this bright idea to fake my own death. I make this video of a car crash I found on Google. I had a picture of me in 4th grade when I had an EEG scan. And I put like car crash, Fausto in the hospital, Incubus music to make it emotional.
Incubus? Yeah. Oh my gosh, Morning View is my favorite. Okay.
People show up to my house to give my mom condolences and they see I'm the one opening the door. So that didn't work. I told my teacher, I was like, hey, I'm hearing voices to hurt people. Can I go home? Thinking just to give me one day off. I had to pretend I was schizophrenic. A part of me kind of liked it. I was like, oh, I'm the crazy person. Again, the weird performance in me, right?
Not like regular.
Yeah. Like it was cool. Like I take antipsychotics. Yeah.
Welcome to Recovery Cast, the podcast where we share authentic stories from influential voices about the joys of life in mental health and addiction recovery and the journeys that led us here. I'm Brittany Baynard. Today on the podcast, we are joined by Fausto Castellanos, a clinical counselor, speaker, and recovery advocate widely known as the Hope Dealer. After surviving childhood trauma and a life-altering battle with addiction, Fausto transformed his own journey into a mission to help others and heal and find purpose. This is a conversation about the long road of emotional recovery, how to turn pain into power, and what it truly means to heal. Here we go. Everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Recovery Cast. We are joined today by Fausto Castellanos. He's the Hope Dealer and also just not your average counselor. Seriously, though, not your average counselor. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm deeply grateful for you guys having me here today to share this time.
So before we kick things off and get into your story, what is something that you would like for people watching to take away from your story?
That vulnerability will save your life, to know that there is people out there that are going through what you're going through. And there is people who are willing to help you. You just got to let people know what's going on inside of you, because if you don't reveal it, then you can't heal it.
I think that's absolutely beautiful and kind of rolls into how this all kicked off for you. You had been struggling with anxiety and a lot of like internal thoughts, teenage stuff going on, which led to the drug use. So can you kind of take us there, and where did this start for you?
Yeah, I mean, I can remember ever since I was 5 years old, let's just say, being anxious. Yeah. But, back then in 1998, I'm not like, oh, I got anxious attachment style.
Yeah.
It was just,
that kid can't sit still.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable, which then, creates anxiety. And I always thought that I was less than everyone. So I would always look at like, any older boy for like, for validation or direction, because my dad, who you would label as a narcissist, right? Maybe traits, but I don't know. He has a disorder now as I heal, but for sure narcissistic. So I grew up with a push and pull relationship. Yeah. My mom is a codependent, so excess warrior,
those two relationships tend to
adapt, right? Yeah. And so I kind of grew up with a sense of trying to figure out life for myself, right? What's right and wrong, very innocently.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of go, okay, if I dress like that boy, then maybe that's what will make me feel comfortable in my skin or fix whatever's wrong inside of me. If I talk like them, act like them. And so that's kind of just what I was doing, was just trying to find, basically my mission every day from like elementary school was, how do I just feel comfortable in my skin?
Yeah.
And so I would notice when someone says, you're funny, that was cool, nice shoes, or you're good at that. It felt good.
Amazing.
I was like, oh, am I? So I would kind of just chase this performance self-worth that developed. And so that's what I did. And I remember when I was 7, I hung out with these older boys in my apartment complex. They would bully me, but, I would still hang out with them because, I want to be accepted. And so I would stick around just for the times when they're nice to me. Yeah. Which is funny because down the road, you'll see that's kind of my MO with every relationship is I stay in these toxic relationships just to wait for that little nice moment.
That 1%. Putting up with the 99%.
What ends up happening is one of the older boys sexually abused me. But when it happened, it wasn't like it was traumatic when it happened, because I had no idea what was happening. I was 7. It was just older boys being nice. That's how my brain processed it, right? Older boys nice to me. So I didn't really process it as anything, but it was the next day when we're all hanging out again. And, he went back to being mean to me. So my brain kind of processed it as I did something wrong, And that's around the time where they started exposing me to pornography, all this stuff. So it was just like this weird space of like, what was that?
How old are these kids?
I was 7. They were probably like 10 or 11, right? A little so older. And so I think it really sexualized me at a young age, right?
Yeah.
Of like, what's happening? What am I feeling? I did something wrong. And so again, it was just, how do I not let people see what happened to me? So that really amplified the people pleasing, the chameleon in me to be like this cool kid, strong kid, trying to figure out how to mask this pain.
Yeah.
Because again, he sexually abused me, but at that time I thought I did something wrong. That show Jackass came out, and I was like, that's what I got to do to fix this.
Gosh.
I got to jump off buildings, go carpet boarding.
Okay, parkour.
Just doing all these dares and stuff like that. And again, just trying to seek that my fix, validation.
I think that's really relatable for a lot of people that have experienced some type of abuse. And it's hard to explain to people who haven't. And it's like the best you can do is relate it to like, when like these people are not being kind to you, it's hard to process the things, especially at that age.
Yeah.
But you still need this type of validation. And whether that person is cruel to you in those horrible moments, that feeling when you do get it takes away from everything is like this reset, like none of that shit even matters. Like we're back to square one.
100%.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting, confusing, and challenging thing for a 7-year-old to process, right? Because my mind was basically saying, because I'm codependent, so I'm looking for love every day, right? Girl opens a door for me. I'm like, you literally just asked me on a date and you don't know that, right? Like they don't know that, right? That's how my brain thinks. So when I'm this young kid and anytime a girl doesn't like me, my brain would be like, is it because a guy touched me and I'm supposed to be the guy?
You
right?
felt like they saw that in you.
Exactly. So my brain's creating this story and I'm building a foundation on the story right in my head. So there's a lot of stuff was going on, turmoil inside of me.
And it's all internal. None of this has been, okay.
It's all here.
And the one person that does know was kind of like being a jerk to you at times.
Yeah. And then he ended up moving, so that was gone. And now I'm just kind of suppressing this, right? Yeah. And I get to middle school, and in middle school, I went through a punk rock phase because I wanted to fit in. Right? So I'm a punk rocker, right? Yeah. And that's when I got my first girlfriend. And again, I have no game at this point. I'm shy. I don't even know how I even got a girlfriend. I was like, I don't know. I can't teach you. It just happened. I don't know.
That's called skill, though.
Yeah, right. It's like I'm actually slick. It just happens. I get this girlfriend, and in my brain, it was like, this is my wife. Right? This is my wife. We've been dating for about 10 hours. She's my wife. Everything's going to be okay now. Girl loves me. Okay, never mind. All that stuff going through my head wasn't real. Because look, this girl likes me and she said yes to me or staying with me. 2 months later, we break up. Very innocent. But back then it was like the worst thing ever because
it's your entire world.
Yeah, it's my whole world. And then again, it just justified that belief that I had. Oh my gosh, because I was touched by a guy, she left me. Oh. So now I'm a 7th grader trying to process that, okay, how do I fix this? I got it. I got to get in really good shape. I see all these bodybuilders. Some bodybuilding is pretty popular. That's what I got to do. Like, that's what a man is. So I bought a bench press, started working out, watching Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I come in 8th grade. I'll be buck. Watch. And I come in 8th grade, a little bit of muscle. And what happens? Girls, whoa, you're in good shape. Look at you. You just asked me on a date. You don't realize it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, this is it. And then I get a girlfriend and, same thing. I'm like, I'm fixed. Like, okay, I figured it out. Again, a couple months go by, right? She breaks up with me. And then again, it comes back to that belief. Oh my gosh, because I was touched by a guy. Like this is my truth. What's happening? So, I spiral. I try to not go to school, pretend to be sick. Because now at this point, I think everyone at school knows. And to be able to waking up every day, being like, okay, how do I avoid that conversation? How do I not let people see what happened to me and then go there and believe everyone did? And at this point, I'm not on medication. I don't even know what I'm feeling. I don't know I have anxiety. How do I just get out of this feeling? And so coming to 9th grade, I found a way to stop going to school. I just started missing school over and over and over again to the point where they're like, this is a problem.
Did your parents say anything or were they like, you're sick, stay home?
My dad wasn't in the picture anymore. They got like divorced. My mom was very gullible. So I was easy to manipulate her. Mom, I don't feel good.
I did have like head spinning, puking, like exorcist style. My mom was like, nope, because I'm not staying home with you. Nope, go in there.
Yeah, see, my mom was the complete opposite. I could go, Mom, my tummy hurts. Okay, stay home. But the thing is, what I would utilize is this. So in 4th grade, I got a concussion at school and I developed epilepsy in 5th grade. So that was always my my trick. Mom, I think I'm going to have a seizure.
No mother is going to be like, go into school. And trust me, no.
So I found
Sweet
a way.
baby boy.
Yeah.
You stay home.
So you get it, right? Stay home.
Yeah.
So I found a way to avoid school. But, after a while, school finds out. And so I got to a point where I had this bright idea to fake my own death. And I'm not exaggerating. I've been doing video. Yeah.
Wait, what?
I've been doing videography since 1998 and editing, back with Windows Movie Maker and little like handheld cameras.
Okay, yeah.
So YouTube just came out. I'm on 2006 or 7. This is when it was MySpace, right?
Good old days.
Right?
I remember I messaged Tom. I was like, hey, you're already on here. Like, what's up?
Yeah, right.
Buddy. Yeah.
So yeah, I make this video of a car crash I found on Google. I had a picture of me in 4th grade when I had an EEG scan. And I put like car crash, Fausto in the hospital, Incubus music to make it emotional.
Incubus? Yeah. Oh my gosh, Morning View is my favorite. Okay.
So you get it. So a little emotional music and flashback moment.
I know. I'm like, wow. I'm just, yep.
You're all
you keep talking. I'm just like,
you're feeling
yeah. Wow. Okay. Right. That's like a full commit.
Yeah.
You are really going through it.
Yeah. And and it's funny because people think like, it was very innocently. I usually do decisions not thinking about the outcome. So I do this thing. And I'm like, how's this going to work? Yeah. People show up to my house to give my mom condolences and they see I'm the one opening the door. So that didn't work.
Had to go to school Monday.
Yeah, I did. I had to go to school. So then I told again, another bright idea. I told my teacher, I was like, hey, I'm hearing voices to hurt people. Can I go home? Thinking just to give me one day off. Oh, is that?
That'll give you multiple days off.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, they'll go to the office.
Yeah.
24 hours later, I get butt juiced, 5150 in San Diego. Because when you say you're not crazy and that you're just kidding, they all say that.
Everybody says they're not crazy when they're
yeah, you're right. Oh, they all say that.
Who's like, I'm comfortably crazy sitting like that.
Yeah. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you got yourself in a bit of a pickle. How long were you there? So
5150 is a 3-day mandatory hold, but because I resisted saying I'm not crazy, they 5250 me, which is a 7-day hold. So when I'm in there, I had to play the game. I had to pretend I was schizophrenic. I had to take my Seroquel pills little by little.
How old are you?
13.
Okay. Keep going. No, this is great. I'm like, wow, 13. This is a lot, but not crazy because I could definitely see myself at 13 be like, this is the only option we have.
Yeah.
So you're taking the medication.
So I'm taking the medication, pretending to be schizophrenic. My roommates are teaching me the ropes, right? Because these are like actual people that are in there like, all the time. So they're my boys. They're like, look, man, that's what you do. You get crazy little by little, less and less. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, not too much. Don't say you're not crazy. Little by little. Don't worry, we got it. So cool. So, I'm following the ropes, learning. And it's funny though, because a part of me kind of liked it. I was like, oh, I'm the crazy person. Again, the weird performance in me, right?
Not like regular.
Yeah. Like it was cool. Like I take antipsychotics. Yeah. I'm on Seroquel. Yeah. So, I get out and I get my wish. School's like, you can do home studies.
You can stay home.
Yeah, you can stay home.
Why don't you stay there?
I'm like sick. And so now I'm like, cool. I don't got to go to school in person. I do that. And I felt safe. My dad's not home no more. So I feel safe at home. Mom's at work, working 9 to 5. So I was like, cool, I'm home alone till 5. I'm happy. So then it got to a point where then all my friends in 9th grade started, drinking and smoking pot. This is when it came in. I've never been a person to do it. I was always played sports, skateboarded, making funny videos. A very innocent kid, right? Very kind. But, I want to fit in.
And you're not in school anymore doing sports.
So guess what? I don't have to worry about being hungover or high at school. Yeah. So I smoked weed the first time, hated it, but I'm not going to tell them that because I want to fit in. But drinking alcohol, that was the one. I remember my buddy stole a bottle of Jack Daniels from his parents. It was nighttime. We slept over at his house and we open it up and we're just like, how do we do this? And it's like, I think we take a shot every minute, right? That's how our brain thinks, right? Every minute you pour one.
You should have stayed in school. You didn't help class.
All right. So we drink it, right? And I remember when the buzz kicked in. So I was 14. It was the first time in my life since I can remember feeling comfortable, feeling connected, feeling grounded, feeling seen, feeling safe. So my brain processed it as, oh my gosh, this is the solution on my problems.
That's the medicine.
Because at this point, I've already had suicidal thoughts this whole time. I would sit there and think about it all the time. It was gone. So for me, that saved my life. I always tell people if I didn't find alcohol and drugs, I would have killed myself a long time ago.
Wow.
My mission from that point on was, how do I drink every day? Not being at school is pretty easy. And so, I would always, hopefully a friend would get it. find a friend that does get it, find a homeless person to buy it for us. And then we would buy them alcohol. So it was innocent. It was just drinking innocently, laughing, funny, playing games, nothing bad. And then for some reason, I feel like I've always had this gift to manifest whatever I want, good or bad. So I saw a YouTube video, people dancing on ecstasy. And I thought it was the coolest thing. I'm 14 still, just smoked pot and weed about 2 months ago. Now I'm seeing raves. And I'm like, that looks super cool. I want that thing. A week later, hey, Fausto, I have ecstasy. Have you ever done it? That's that thing I just saw.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, I'm ready.
I'm manifesting destiny.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. No, bud. Yeah.
I knew about manifesting way back then.
Yeah.
And so that gets entered into my life. And again, and what happens? I love it. Sure enough, how do I get ecstasy now every day of my life? I manifested a connect that lived across the street from me.
What?
So now every day I'm walking to the park, picking it up, right? $10. And I'm not going to school. And my mom's so gullible. She's like, hey, do you need more glow sticks? Like, she has no idea.
My boy just loves bubbles and glow sticks.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't need
It's 3 in the morning. He dances to techno music.
He's just living his best life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not a mean kid. I wasn't the guy like, let's sneak out and do stuff.
Trust me, I get it. Like, yeah, fellow not bad kid. I'll listen to the rules and stuff.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I just had this thing in me. I just wanted to do bad shit sometimes,
right.
Like,
but I'll be smart about it.
But it's because there's this anxious feeling inside. Like I always wanted to jump out of my body and I didn't know how to make that stop. So I ended up with other kids who were, like doing stuff that was making it stop, whether they felt that way or not. Yeah.
And then I moved to LA with my family, and we moved out of Orange County, moved to LA, and I was stoked because I had an older cousin there, male figure. Yeah, skateboard, smokes pot, drinks, and I'm like, I'm gonna bring ecstasy to their friends because I want to be the cool one. Like, whoa, Fausto has ecstasy. We don't have that here. Yeah. So it was a moment of feeling cool, and they were cool to me. All his friends were really cool. Like, I would say that I think those were the coolest friends I've ever had. I had bullies in Orange County that were older than me. I had a lot of friends, don't get me wrong, but the older kids in LA were like super cool to me. Like, oh, you're so-and-so's little cousin, like you're one of us. So I loved it, right? I feel like if I had that early on and kept that, it would have been good for me, but I didn't. But then my cousin started getting into the gang life about 2 months into it. So then I'm like, well, what is that? Cocaine? I want to try it. What is that? Crack? I want to try it. And then a meth came into the picture. And I remember my cousin was like, dude, I don't want you to hit that. But then somebody's like, dude, just let him. That one really, this is where like a lot more trauma happened. So, meth, it's not like weed. You don't take one hit and you're cool. You take one hit and you're up for like 2 days.
Wow.
And so for me, I don't know that. So I'll hit it 3 times, 4 times, right? It's not a lot.
Yeah.
So, but
when you're used to smoking weed and somebody hands you something you smoke, you're just going to rip the shit out of it.
The same way, right? Like, oh, you just hit it, pass it, hit it. So at this point, I don't even realize how bad it is yet. I'm just doing it. But then I start to notice kind of like, oh, I can't go home on this.
Yeah.
I would smoke with this neighbor, and what ended up happening was the neighbor ended up molesting me for about 6 months. But the crazy thing is, again, it happened to me when I was 7. Now I'm in a similar situation. The same, and I always tell people it's so weird because it's like you see it in movies, people getting sexually abused and molested, but when you're actually in it, there's a smell to it, there's a feeling to it, there's a darkness to it. And so to be back in that scenario, but as a 14-year-old instead of a 7-year-old, so I have a little bit more awareness and maturity within me, right? I remember everything. 7, it was kind of blacked it out, but this one I remember every detail. Problem was when you're on meth, you will do things that are morally wrong. That's why when people do meth, you hear all these crazy stories.
Yeah.
Well, I don't realize that it does that to you. I'm just a 14-year-old kid smoking meth. So when it's happening to me, I don't view it as something bad. It's just this intense, crazy experience happening, right? But when I started to realize, like, dude, I can't be smoking this stuff. Like, I can't sleep. I want to go live my life. That's when I got scary because I was like, but I can't stop going over there because he'll tell my mom, which is crazy. He's 50 years old. I'm 14. But my brain thought it was my fault again.
Putting so much pressure on yourself and having these like internal battles and it's never being let out. It's like right now you're at 14 years and you've had 7 years of trauma and stress and blaming yourself.
Yeah, shame, blaming myself. So you can imagine, right? And it's crazy to think that, right? 1450 from a logical point of view outside. No, he was in the wrong. You're in the right.
But like at a 14-year-old, I can't imagine them thinking like, no, I'm going to say something and he's definitely effed.
Yeah.
I got to say something now because I'm done. No, that's exactly what a 14-year-old in that situation would feel.
Yeah. So I just remember going back there with a sober mind. And that was scary because I started to realize what was happening, but I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember at that point, I thought like, this is the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, like this is going to be the rest of my life. But thank God, I remember I prayed. I was like, God, if you're real, get me out of this situation. And luckily my mom's like, hey, we're moving back to Orange County. I found a spot.
Man,
so answer was prayer. I get away from that. And then from 14 to 18, it was just suppression by being the party guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I can get alcohol. I can get ecstasy. I can get acid. Let's party. You can sleep at my house. Cause my mom was like the cool mom where like, you guys are sleeping here. Don't drive drunk. So I was the cool kid that could get everything with the cool mom that everyone could spend the night with. And I can always get us rides to parties. So I played that character and I played that character really well. I'm away from what happened to me. So I kind of had like a reset, I feel like.
Or just avoiding.
Yeah, but I thought a reset, right? It lasted for a while, but the reality is I have a drug problem now and alcohol problem. So I'm having moments of blackouts, moments of fighting, moments of almost getting caught by the cops. You know, things are happening and progressing. I'm trying to figure out how to escape what happened to me. It's haunting me. And again, my mindset is still warped from being molested again, even more, you know? So I'm seeking love. I got to find a girl. Because if I'm with a girl, it never happened to me. It's kind of like the blanket that I needed to cover that part of my brain to shut up.
That one thing was going to fix all of that.
I fall in love. 17 years old. I'm fixed. Right? Girl likes me. I'm going to be okay. And I tend to calm down when that happens. I kind of chill because I'm a romantic person. So I calm down.
Put all your energy into that.
I'm cooking for you. I know everything, surprises. You have 20 birthdays when you're with me, right? Why? That's just because I love you so much. But really, it's the codependency, right? It's more about me than it is about you. But I didn't know that. So what ends up happening is I overdose on 17 pills of ecstasy after a party. And I wake up in the hospital, handcuffed to the bed. And now at this point, my mom's there. So I'm like, oh, I'm busted. Yeah. Like she knows. Because at this point, she just thinks I drink, you know, because again, gullible. I remember I'm like, okay, I need to calm down because I fell down a 20-foot ditch. The cops found me. I did a handcuff.
Like walked off it or?
So we're at a park and we're at a house party and we're selling ecstasy and the cops came. So I said, hey, let's go back to my place. Remember, my place is the cool place. And there's a park. So we'd hop the fence and hang out at the park. I was drunk. I ended up taking 2 pills, but I got so messed up that I was stupid. Like, look at me, guys, and threw a bunch in my mouth. Being dumb and not realizing like there's no going back from there. So I just remember everything going white. And then I woke up in the hospital. My face was all bloody and scratched up. My elbows are all bruised and swollen, my knees. Apparently, I tried climbing the fence by the ditch and fell. Cops found me. So now I'm like, I'm busted. Am I going to go to jail? My mom or whatever, right? The crazy thing about addiction, right, is the first thing I tell them when I come back into where I'm at, I need pain pills. Look what you guys did to me. Blaming, right? You guys beat me up. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do drugs because they haven't got the drug test back yet. So I was like, I didn't do drugs.
Deny till you die.
Deny. And they're like, we're not giving you pain pills. So I left and I manipulate my mom. Mom, I'm in so much pain. I didn't do drugs. I swear. I just drank. They beat me up. You know, she believes me. I end up getting pain pills from my friend's dad, manipulate my friend's dad, and I overdose again. And they find me bleeding in the street. So
how far, like how long from
the hospital? Not even 24 hours. Not even 24 hours. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to chill out. And then I find out that I have to do community service and I'm going to get drug tested. So I chill for 2 years. And at 2 years, my next bright idea is steroids. Steroids is the fix. Get in great shape. Take steroids, get in shape, get a girlfriend. I'm fixed. But now I'm off the 2 years of that. So to me, I think I realized like those are like the bumper rails, like a bowling alley. Kind of kept me in check. But as soon as those are gone, I'm off to the races again. And now again, taking too much ecstasy, doing too much coke. I had this bad moment where meth was in the picture again. I haven't touched it since when I got molested, but someone had it. I didn't realize what it was. Go through another spiral.
Like,
I had a rock bottom at 21. I tried killing myself and I get fired from a job, going through a breakup again. So again, the breakup again, it's usually the breakup too that kind of accelerates it. Cause again, it haunts
I
me.
think you put a lot of validation in how other people
See me.
Yeah, see you.
And so girl breaks out with me. I knew it. It's because the guy touched me and all that stuff. They see that. They want more manlier people. Let's self-destruct, calm down a bit, come back to, okay, maybe, you know what? I know what's going to fix this. I got to get tattoos, get the GQ model look, and I got to work in the restaurant industry. I'm 21 years old now. So now the bar scene opens up. So you can imagine that.
Been there.
Yeah. So, so now I'm like, and
especially
again,
working in it. Yeah.
And again, now I'm manifesting. I want to be a bartender. Fausto, you want to be the main bartender in the biggest bar in your city?
Get the most attention in the world.
Oh my gosh. Everyone loves a bartender. Here's a free drink on me.
Yeah.
Now I'm the bartender at the main bar in my city, VIP bartender, House of Blues Foundation Room, and event captain at Lucky Strike. So now I'm living my best life. Everybody wants to hang out with me.
It, dude.
Working with a bunch of cute girls, a bunch of good friends now I have. We're all around the same age. I got a whole new group of friends, whole new crew. To me, I'm living my best life at 21. Everyone wants that life. And so I'm doing that. And then what happens? Hey guys, like I can get cocaine. So, wow, Fausto. So now I'm giving all the servers cocaine, playing that character. Everyone likes me. But I've always been a good person. So my buddy owned the bar that I worked at. And so I would have parties there with 1,000 people, live music, graffiti artists, performers. I've always been like that. I've always been a good person. I like bringing people together. But it was just in that environment. So guess what? I meet a girl. I'm fixed. This is it. I knew it.
Yeah.
But as you know, the reality is the addictions behind the scenes. There's lying happening. I have the flu for a year always, right? Because I'm coming down.
She didn't know.
I haven't talked to her.
Doing your best to, doing
my best to hide it. But I was, they were always the problem. But as I recovered, I was the problem, right? And when I'm in it, it's them and this and that.
I'm doing it because
So, so again, it's just a toxic relationship. I got thrown in boat jail on a cruise.
Boat jail?
Yeah. I've had fights happen where her mom has to pick her up from Vegas, drive 6 hours to pick her up. You know what I mean? Like just toxic. And all it is because I'm this boy scared inside that you're going to leave me too. Don't leave me because of what happened to me. But I can't say that. I can't say it. But I'm so afraid for you to leave me because I cannot have another woman leave me to prove that what happened to me is the reason why everything falls apart.
Did you know you felt that way at this time? Or was it just those this is
I couldn't really.
What you just said, that is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge to know that about yourself.
I don't think I was able to put words to it clearly back then, but I knew what I was running away from. I just didn't know how to articulate it.
Yeah.
At this point, I've never read a book. I've never been to a motivational event. I've never been to therapy, like none of that. So the language of all this stuff was taboo to me. I didn't know AA was. I didn't know anything. Rehab's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going through this toxic relationship. Sure enough, she leaves me. And rightfully so. And this is the worst part. So now at this point, I just remember it was so scary. I couldn't see a minute into the future. Like that's how dark it was. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am going to kill myself. Like it's going to happen. And I remember I tried hanging myself, taking pills, tried to, slit my throat. Just my focus was on that, watching dark movies like Donnie Darko and all this stuff, just getting into the space. And I was afraid. I was so afraid. And I was having 3 to 5 grand mal seizures a day. I was losing my mind, talking to myself, going into a state of seeing hallucinations for being up for days, doing cocaine, meth, ecstasy, crack, drinking weed. Everything was wrapped around that. Calling off of work, getting fired from jobs, driving to motels just to think, because I thought people were following me, duct taping the room. You know what I mean? Trying to do all this stuff just to get paranoid and leave to a park, hide in parking lots in the middle of 2 a.m, thinking people are following me, just out of my mind. And having seizure after seizure after seizure. Thank God I never had one while I was driving, but I have them in hotels, motels, at home. To the point sometimes I wouldn't even remember. Like one time I went to work and my whole face was swollen shut. I don't remember what happened. And they just sent me home. Apparently I had a seizure and fell on my face on a dumbbell in my room. That's how bad they were. I wasn't even remembering days. My mom had cancer at this point too, a really aggressive one, going through chemo. And I'm like, dude, I can't even stop for her. I'm over here overdosing. She's over here throwing up from chemo. Dad's not around. It's just, I come from poverty too. I don't come from money, poverty. Mom's not even working anymore. I think my mom made $30,000 a year raising 2 kids in Orange County. At this point I had no money. The most money I maybe made per hour was like $13 an hour. So no money. My family's not wealthy, nothing. No one's in recovery, nothing. No one's talking. So I felt alone. I just remember being so scared. Like, this is crazy. And nobody knows what's happening. I was very good at hiding it.
What were you scared of?
I was just scared because I felt like I was stuck and this is my life. Like, my life story was you kill yourself. Like, that's just what it is. You can't avoid that truth. High school dropout. I don't feel smart, intelligent. I don't feel good looking. I can't social, nothing. Everybody else has life figured out. Everyone's getting married, girlfriend, boyfriend, getting a job, and just not me. And so thank God, for whatever reason, I met someone at my restaurant. And this is the only person I knew that was a miracle in my eyes, which was person went to prison, got out, found God, and married. So to me, that was like a miracle to me.
Yeah.
So I remember just reaching out saying, hey, I need help.
Oh, I love that.
I need help. And he was like, yeah, I'll come pick you up. Picks me up, takes me to his house. I think it's him and his cousin. And, they open up the Bible and they read some scripture to me. And the perception, this is what I got, right? It was God gives his strongest battles to his strongest warriors. My mind had this perception change for the first time. It was, wait, I got molested, sexually abused, addicted. Mom has cancer. I have all these anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts and breakups and heartbreaks and poverty, all this pain because I was strong enough to experience that to help out other people through it. And they're like, yeah, I went. So I get like goosebumps. I was like, I never thought about it like that. Like, that changes everything.
Purpose.
That changes everything. I was like, I've always wanted to help people because again, I've always been a helper my whole life. People used to call me the therapist in middle school. I was always good at listening and caring. So for me, I was like, well, this is what I wanted. My brain goes, all right, well, I think I'm supposed to go to this thing called AA. I watched a TV show of a fireman that goes to AA. That's what you do, right? Again, it's funny because you'll see people always talk about the first year so hard. I tell people never ask me my advice in the first year because my first year was like a movie. It was that spiritual experience. I go on my phone. I skip 8 miles home. I told them, you don't have to drop me off. I felt this high.
I got it.
Yeah. I was like, hey, sir. Hi, I have no anxiety. AA tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. podium meeting. I'm going there.
You rode that cloud so high.
Dude, oh yeah. I had like, people talk about the pink cloud. I had the most extreme pink cloud possible.
Neon.
Neon colors. And it was funny because I go to the meeting. I'm in there. I'm like, okay. And remember, I'm an anxious kid, shy. So I'm in there. They go, newcomers. Is that me? Yeah. You want to share? Okay. I go up on the podium and everything I told you, I said for the first time.
Wow.
And then this guy comes up to me, gives me a hug and says, me too. And I was like, oh my gosh, what I went through really did happen for a reason. Because I came here, I shared it. This guy said, me too. I didn't know someone else went through this. Oh my gosh, maybe this God thing is real. Maybe there is purpose to what I went through.
This podcast is brought to you by Recovery.com. It's a place where anyone can find mental health or addiction treatment options specific to them. You can filter by location, price, insurance coverage, therapy type, mental health condition, levels of care, and so much more. Recovery.com is the place to find mental health or addiction treatment for anyone, anywhere.
So that day, I go on Facebook and Instagram and I post my whole story. Just what I told you. And think about it, people weren't doing that in 2017.
No, that takes a lot of guts.
People were like, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
These are people from Japan, Australia, like all around the world. Thank you for sharing that. I've been through that. Oh my gosh, thank you. And so I was like, whoa, this is the coolest thing ever.
Something that made you feel so alone in this world. Now you are seeing, unfortunately, like how many people have also experienced something like that.
And the cool thing is I felt important for the first time ever without having to lie or ingest any type of, substance. And so that was the beginning of my journey, was AA, working my steps, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram. I document, if you go back on my page, I documented the whole journey. Wow. And that really is what started my recovery journey, was this playing this character of sober Fausto was at that time. I'm going to go save the world and make a difference.
I love that. That's amazing. And you share a lot, and you've built like an amazing community. What are some of the things? So like you can ride that pink high, but you also need tools and stuff. What are some of the tools that you've learned to help you maintain your sobriety?
Yeah. So, I mean, the first thing I always love talking on the 4-step, right? Because the 4-step is, we have to forgive and let go of all resentments, not some resentments, but all resentments. Another aspect is looking at your defects of character, right? Because your defects of character is what gets in the way of your connection with God and people and self. Mm-hmm. Your defects of character are the problem, not the drugs and alcohol. It's the defects. What causes the defects? The resentments that you have from the way you've been hurt. Mm-hmm. So the process of really being able to look at everything that happened to me, how it affected me in detail, right? Mm-hmm. And then being able to look for my part. That technique is what saved my life, because if you don't forgive it, you become it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people argue that, but it's true. It may not look the same what they did to you, but that pain bleeds onto the people you love. So being able to forgive my exes, because I was a toxic one too. From day one, it was meant to fail. Why? Because I was going into it as a codependent, broken person, 2, my dad did the best he could with what he knew. I saw how his parents were, drugs, what he's been through. He had a similar trauma as me. I found out later on. So I go, you know what? He did the best he could. Therapy was a taboo back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just couldn't love me the way I needed it. And that's okay. Mom, I'm not mad at mom for staying with my dad longer than she should. She has her own issues. I've seen dad's an alcoholic, all that stuff. Forgive. My abusers, we're kids, but the one we're younger, we're kids. Something maybe happened to him too as a kid. Let it go. The adult one, that was a tough one. Because what was my part in that? Was it my fault to be there? No, my part was understanding that hurt people. It's unfortunate I was in that position and it happened and it was taken out on me. But the reality is if I hold on to it, that thought process that haunts me stays with me. Yep. I will push people away that I try to love, and I'll never be able to truly heal. And understanding that I had to tell myself a story, because people always say, well, but why did he do it to me? Why me? It probably happened to him as a kid. Therapy is a taboo. It's unfortunate. Not everybody ends up like that, but it happens. And so I was able to kind of see him as this hurt child. And again, it doesn't justify it. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't mean I need to go up to him and hang out with him and tell him I forgive him.
Right. But it helps close this loop for people. I don't know, when you're working through forgiveness, it's yes, I understand how you could say how can you forgive somebody? Because then I get to stop wondering why.
Yep.
Why me? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Because hurt people. And I'm assuming something happened to him. And that's the way I am able to close the loop on that part and move forward.
100%.
Yeah.
And people who argue that, which I understand, right? I'm a therapist, so I get it. I work with people. I get why you argue it. It takes time to really understand that. That's why I always tell people when they go, I don't have to, and I'm fine. I go, okay, that's cool. Well, your wife doesn't really like the relationship she's in with you. Your son hates you. So obviously
they're not fine.
So you holding on to that thinking you're healed? It's not. So that was super important, because I carry that process with anything that pops up for me if I get resentful. Second was defects. I'm a people pleaser. Yeah. I exaggerate. I need validation. I seek attention. I lie to be accepted. I'm afraid. I live in fear. I'm anxious. So I had to look at all these things to go, I need to work on these things. So for me, I would buy books individually on these specific problems to fix. Go to therapy to really fix what was happening. And so that is the tools that really helped me a lot, was that. And the biggest one for me is, being of service. I help people. I'm always helping people for free. I always tell people, you don't have a drug problem, you have a God problem, whatever that is to you. People who are analytical, logical will challenge that. I go, okay, cool. Well, scientists did a study. When people are of service, following godly principles, it releases the same chemicals in their brain as drugs and alcohol. That's why we get a fix when we serve others. That's why the 12th step is help someone else. That's why they say connection is the opposite of addiction. That's why they say service is the cure to addiction. So
most people that sit in that chair feel the most fulfilled in their recovery when they're able to help other people and share their story to help other people.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's what it is, on top of tons of therapy and EMDR therapy. I did so much stuff. But
what was EMDR? Tell me about that experience for you.
So the way I explain EMDR therapy is going back to the traumatic moment and erasing it as if you never had it happen. And who would you be today?
Okay.
That's the simplest way I try to explain it to understand what it does. So for me, it was, I thought being molested was the biggest problem. I found out it wasn't. It was my dad just being mean to me, not loving me, which is crazy. You would think that on paper that wouldn't make sense. That's just how it was for me. And so what we did was we had an experience. I had an experience with one of my bosses that reminded me of my dad. And so we used that experience because it was so fresh.
Yeah.
What was the moment? If you could paint a picture of that moment with your boss, what did it look like? And how did it make you feel? I can't protect myself. I'm a disappointment. Okay. Let's remove that from your body because trauma's in the body parts, not your mind or heart.
Body takes count.
So they take it out of my body, right? With those movements that you do, follow the fingers, tapping, all that. I feel it all rise up, tightness, anxiety, anger, crying, and then it goes away. Then he goes, okay, cool. Now we're going to put, I can protect myself and I'm not a disappointment. And all of a sudden my body, I just felt like I drank 10 nitro cold brews and pre-workout.
That sounds amazing.
You know what I mean? And I was like,
I got to go potty just thinking about
it. And having a honeymoon phase, right? All at once. You're like, whoa. And I was like, whoa, what is this? And he goes, tomorrow sit next to your boss. Tell me what you feel. So it's funny. All my therapists, coworkers, Fausto, let us know, because I want to do it too.
Yeah.
So I sit right next to him and I felt nothing physically.
Really?
Because I felt nothing physically, I didn't think anything negatively. There was no shame or guilt or fear because my body's what triggers the thoughts.
No looping thoughts or like prepping a conversation.
Yeah, just that peace. It was so crazy. I tell people this all the time. It was so crazy that I remember I was so afraid to wake up and it be gone. Because I felt so much freedom for the first time in my life, like to that degree. Like sobriety didn't even do that much for me to that point. Sobriety was the first thing, but this was like what I needed to maintain my sobriety. And I would go to Target, Ralph's, Albertsons, I'd go on dates, anything. And I was like, dude, I feel like I've never done this stuff before. Like I've never saw how aesthetic Target is. I never knew how cool Starbucks was. Because I was such in survival mode.
Vibrant colors I just never noticed. Yeah.
Can I get all the coffees?
Yeah.
I feel like I need to taste them again.
And they're like,
Yes, you can, sir. So it was almost like I was experiencing life for the first time without being in survival mode. It was so weird. It was like if someone takes acid and they're like, the colors look vibrant. I'm like, that's how I felt my life became.
Wow. I've heard great things about it. I struggle a lot with anxiety and OCD and looping thoughts. And
especially OCD. You have the extreme obsessive thoughts where it's a loop versus an obsessive person. OCD is even 10 times intense.
Yeah. I was trying to explain to someone, they're like, how do I know if I just like am anxious or if I have ODD or OCD? I was like, my looping thoughts will cause me to get up at 11:05, 11:15 to check the doors to make sure that I locked it and to walk through the house because I'm paranoid something's going to happen. Like it's when it's that bad, it makes you act upon the things repeatedly because you don't trust yourself so much.
Do you ever get ROCD?
What's that?
Relationship OCD in your love life? Or the repetitive thoughts. So like, for example, like someone, you have it little things, but then also maybe you have it with the relationship, whether it's like a fear of abandonment.
Some things they do might validate it.
Yeah. Your brain starts kind of spinning a lot. And you're like, hey, can I just share something with you? Is this happening?
You're yeah. All the time. Yeah. I tell my husband, he's like, absolutely not. I did not think that was like, okay, cool. Just say it.
Yeah. I see to make sure because my brain is saying it is.
I'm doing it a lot more. Even now it's just the funny thing.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Hey, can I run something by you? Go for it. Yeah. That's not what's happening. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah. 99% of the time, it's not it. Yeah. You've been sober since 2017.
Yeah.
So you said that first year, amazing, bomb, awesome.
So just before you have the next question, real quick.
Yes.
My first year sobriety, I'll show you how crazy it was and delusional, but God needed me to be that delusional. I always say God will give you what you need. I needed a 1 year pink cloud.
Grand delusion. Yeah.
My 1 year sobriety, I hired a videographer, a photographer, had a backdrop, took a party bus, and I brought all the cameras in the AA meeting.
What? I
had a photo shoot with everybody outside. After my 20-minute speech, I walk out of the meeting to go meet with everybody, have photos and videos and all that. Come back in the meeting for the closeout prayer. And I go, all right, guys, so I'm going to change the prayers now. Instead of 12 steps, we're going to do 6 steps. And I'm going to be in the middle, so I'm going to pray over everybody.
Oh my gosh.
My sponsor told me, he goes, bro, I thought you were going to relapse that day. He's like, you were so spiritually prideful. And I just laugh. I go, I can't believe I did that. But in my brain, it was like the story of the 1 year was just like, I'm traveling by myself already. I became the number 2 jump roper in the world. I'm on all these YouTube channels. They're doing stories on me. I'm on podcasts. I recover out loud, before anybody. I'm like, sobriety's awesome. Look at me.
All those things that you were looking for in life, you literally, And you said before, you're like, what were you scared of? Like, this is like, there's nothing outside of this for me. I don't see anything outside of a minute from now.
Yeah.
And you went from that to literally the most amazing things you could think
sober
of.
Faust, tap me on the shoulder if you want to get sober t-shirts. Like everyone knew me. And I had probably the first video sober podcast at that point too. So I was like on this high.
What's it like at like year 5? You know, I mean, we're creeping up. I mean, was it 8 years? I'm bad at math.
Mm-hmm.
How's it been since then? Like, what are the changes and shifts that happen?
So it's crazy, right? So first year was this crazy, like amazing experience, right? Getting a little social media famous, going on small podcasts, getting interviewed, stories on me, got really good at jump rope, which is a whole nother wild story. I started doing solo traveling by myself, meditation, vegan, all this stuff I did the first year, right? Second year was, they call it the terrible twos. Second year, you know, you probably have your kids, you see that, the pets, you know, yeah, you get it. So imagine me, all of a sudden I went from here to got laid off from the job that I loved, went to a new job, hated it, went to another new job, hated it. And I started to feel depression and suicidal again. And I was like, oh no.
I can still feel this shit?
No. I thought this was gone.
Yeah.
No. This is supposed to be gone. And thank God I had good people in my life because somebody recommended a book called Second Year Sobriety. And that book explained, you're in your terrible twos. Your emotions are coming out now because you feel safe enough to feel them. I'm like, oh, this is a part of it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And sometimes I just need that confirmation of like, this is normal for me to not give it so much power. So the second year was that, and, you know, walk through it. And I ended up, you know, coming into a job, becoming a counselor that year now. So that was super cool. Got new friends, started really getting to see the treatment world and recovery world even bigger now because I was at this big company. And signed up for school, fell in love, moved to Irvine. Got a car.
Nice.
So life was good, right? COVID happened, but I tell people during COVID for me, it wasn't a bad year because I didn't lose my job. I got a new place, a new car, it was an amazing relationship. Going into my third year, you know, I went to Thailand for the first time out of the country.
Cool.
So a lot of cool stuff's happening.
Yeah.
The third year, I find out my partner's cheating on me. So imagine that, 3 years sober. I think I got peak high, terrible twos, figured it out. Year 3, I'm crushing it. I'm in school, like getting my degree, like everything's gonna be cool. And then that fell apart. It was this moment of that mindset came back. Not again.
Yeah.
Wait. No. I'm 3 years sober. No. I have God in my life. No. I went to therapy. This is not supposed to happen no more.
Life isn't supposed to life at me anymore.
Yeah. I fixed this problem. Why girls leave me? My mindset went, kill yourself. Don't do that. Get high. That's not gonna fix anything. Drink. Can't do that. Piss all over the carpet. That's right. You're gonna pee all over the house. You're gonna pee all over the house and steal your cat and break stuff. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Screenshot it, post it, right? All my brain's going to that, but I'm like, no, Fausto, you need to forgive her, but you need to leave because you've been cheated on before and you stay. That was my MO. I've been cheated on probably 30 times. I kid you not. And I'm the one that stays in the relationship, right? That's on me because I have no self-worth. So forgive her, but you have to leave. Damn. Call my AA friends. They come in within an hour, pack up all my stuff, and I leave.
Those are good friends.
Good friends.
Those are really good friends.
And I remember those were one of the hardest 6 months of my life, though, to not get high and drink. Because the pain, it's not like the pain goes away because I'm like, oh, aha moment.
Yeah.
You know, how do I navigate going to work, being a counselor, helping people, being positive on social media while I'm hurting inside?
Navigating that very real pain through sobriety.
And I can't numb.
Yeah.
What I learned was I was still chasing the love of my dad. Unemotional, unavailable. Still was. Wasn't terrible like my other ones. Wasn't no drugs, drinking, like nothing like that. But still, I missed something. So I needed that painful situation to happen for me to look at it because I was ready to heal it. It's not how I wanted it, but it's how I needed it.
Yeah.
And so that third year elevated me, right? I did it. I stood single. I honored that part about me and life got really good again. And then I started this movement called the Hope Dealers movement. This is when this came in and I started having big events. I had my friend who was on America's Got Talent, Michael Ketter, with me. We're doing these big events. He does the worship music. I motivational speak. And now the Hope Dealer is born. So I go through that phase. And then I go into my year 4. And now I'm like getting flown out to Florida, flown out to, you know, Portland and Texas. And all these people are interviewing me. I'm getting celebrity clients now. America's Got Talent, getting producers. I'm getting athletes. Like, I'm like, dude, this is so cool. Because I've always pictured myself being like, the healer behind the scenes. How do you go all this cool stuff? Oh, he's one of my clients.
Yeah.
But again, I do it for free. You know, I'm always doing those for free. So that's happening. And then I fall in love going into my 5th year and I'm like healed at this point. I'm like, these are my boundaries. This is what I've been through. This is what I want. This is what I don't. I don't got time to play games.
Yeah.
So I actually love myself for the first time. I learned to love myself in that 4th year. I don't mind if this doesn't work out finally. I don't mind setting a boundary and keep it. I don't mind if you're bothered by something, like you need to work on that. I'll love you through it, but I don't need to take it on.
When you're able to see yourself operate completely differently in a relationship where you do have self-worth, it's like a different ball game.
Yeah.
And that's when you like elevate your dating life, honestly.
100%.
Yeah.
And I felt empowered, right?
Yeah.
To the point where I almost probably overdid it. You know, I went from codependent to hyper independent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Bye.
yeah, bye.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm feeling really good at this point. Graduated college, got my degree. I'm making the most money I've ever made, right? Making like 6 figures at this point. But it's crazy because my cousin dies in a traumatic accident at the gym, 24 Hour Fitness, has a seizure, brain dead in 24 hours. Yeah, you know, when it's traumatic like that, and she's young, it's not like expecting it. Your brain tries to like process it, right? But it's so quick. So I go to the hospital. Fausto, you're the godly sober one. Can you pray over her? You know, it doesn't work. All the men are gone in the family, just me. And I'm the only one that's probably awareness healed. So I'm like trying to guide all my aunties and cousins, my mom, like, okay, guys, you okay? And then it's the girl I just started dating. We've been together for 2 months. It's her 30th birthday and all her friends flew in from out of state. So I have to go from that to that. And I remember telling her like, hey, I don't want to talk about this, please. Like, it's your birthday. I don't want to take away all the attention from you for what happened to my family. The next day, I have a seizure in the car. I died for 5 minutes, wake up in the ambulance an hour later, and I'm half brain dead for a month. Half. Cousin just died the day before from a brain aneurysm, triggered a seizure, brain dead. I'm half brain dead. I'm going in and out of consciousness for a month. I don't know how to eat, walk. I can't drive. I can't work. I don't even know what's happening. I'm afraid that I'm going to die. You know what I mean? It's like it's this weird space again. And after a month, I go back to work as a therapist. And the first week was hard because I'm like talking to you in session. I'm like, wait, what was that again? So there's a lot of fear. And I remember I go to the funeral. This is crazy. I go to the funeral. I'm like, okay, God, I don't know what's happening right now. You know, coming up on 5 years and this is what my life is. Like, am I going to die? Go pay my respects. And the person who molested me when I was 14 is there. Imagine the image of dead cousin's body, the person who molested me, and my mom and my family crying. It was the craziest image to see possible. I haven't seen him since it happened. I just remember being like, whoa. So I go home and I'm trying to process what's happening, right? And I'm just in a place of like dissociation. I don't know what's happening. I'm just very disconnected from recovery now, church, everything. I don't really care right now about, I don't know what's happening. A week later, my aunt has a seizure and we go to the hospital. She's brain dead, brain aneurysm. So now I'm in the same scenario, one less family member. I'm like, what? Fausto, pray over her. Okay, it doesn't work.
Oh my goodness.
And then my brain goes, fuck, guess who's going to be at the funeral?
No.
So now I'm knowing going into it, saw him twice, trying to process it. And I'm just so lost. Like, what the hell is going on? So at this point, I'm very angry. I'm not going to meetings. I'm not going to church. I hate helping people. I'm just so angry. I'm not an angry person, but I can't get rid of this anger. So going into my 5th year was weird. It's really weird. And for 6 months after my seizure, every day I was afraid. Anytime I felt like a weird, like, forget something, deja vu, any little weird thing, you know, you forget things. That's fine, ADD. But I was like, wait, hold on.
And you doubt yourself. And then your head's already been in a place where it didn't feel good and you're recognizing some things. Yeah, it's extremely scary.
So I'm in fear. I think I'm going to die every day. That lasted for about a year.
Wow.
And again, and at this point, I was thinking about drinking, getting high every day.
Did you open up to anyone about this? Oh
yeah, my partner, she knew.
Yeah.
She knew. I talked to some people, but it's funny, right? Because when you get into this place of suicide, it's a hard conversation to have with people.
Yeah.
'Cause again, some people don't know what to do with that. Some people might say the wrong thing. Some people may be scared and you don't want them to 5150 you and call that. And the other thing that's scary too is what can someone really say anyways?
Yeah.
Like, what am I looking for anyways, you know? So it was a really weird place to be, but I was trying to process things. I was talking to my therapist, talking to certain people, but my sponsor, I didn't want to tell him because his son the year before killed himself from suicide, jumped in front of a train.
You felt like it would be a burden to bring that up.
No, I don't think a burden, but he might be biased, like more afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't want that. So I'm going through this year of just back and forth internally, trying to find ways to not feel like that. You know, thank God for my crazy thinking, but my mindset went, I know what I got to do. I got to throw the biggest recovery party in history. That's what I'm going to do. So going into year 6, I did that. I raised $40,000 with the gifts.
Oh, wow.
I had Gremlin, who's a famous hip hop artist, perform. I had Kat that you had on speak.
Yes.
I had Michael Ketter from America's Got Talent do worship. I had a couple others speak. We had probably about 2,000 people there. It was a Christmas party. It's on my page.
That's awesome.
And we had people on the roof. We had people on canopies. We had people on these big tubs. It was so packed to the point where I had some of my sober friends be like, dude, I couldn't even get in. You know, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So it was an amazing event. We filmed it. I gave away 40,000 in gifts. I go to the Caribbean. This is the next day for a vacation with my girl for 2 weeks. And I just felt so miserable, so depressed. I go, I didn't fix anything how I feel. And then I had this thought process of like, God, to me, I feel like I'm nicer than anybody. I wear the same outfit every day. I choose to wear the same clothes every day, right? Different, same, like 10 pairs of pants, same thing. Because I want to have more time to focus on people. I drive a Honda Civic because I don't want to waste my money on a nice car. I want to be able to have a car that's cheap. I could drive 1,000 miles a day if I need to help people. I give away therapy for free. I do these events. I don't screw people over. I don't have an ulterior motive. I probably give maybe too much. Why am I the one feeling miserable? I thought you would take care of me and not allow these thoughts to come in my mind anymore. So 6th year after that, I tried shooting myself in the head with a gun, hanging myself again, jumping off a building and drowning myself. And my girlfriend's scared at this point because she's never seen the side of me and she's aware of what's happening. I'm telling her everything and I'm crying. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She goes, what can we do to fix this? I go, really? I go, I want to move to Bali. She goes, yeah? I go, yeah, I want to give up everything. I want to give up therapy, going to meetings, church, ministry, helping people. I want to give up my whole identity, move away and go to Bali. She goes, okay, let's do it. I go, what do you mean? She goes, yeah. So my girlfriend, she has traveled to 80 countries alone. She's a solo traveler.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a badass. She's a badass.
That's
You know what I mean? She's one of those ones. She's like, I don't give a F. I'll go travel wherever I want. Yeah.
Buy the ticket.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
You know? So she had an Excel sheet of like, this is how you do it. And I quit everything I did. Wow. And I moved to Asia for 6 months to go backpacking through 14 countries. And what I discovered on that trip was that I still didn't truly know how to love myself. God was like, I needed this to happen, as painful as it was, for you to separate yourself radically to go to Asia. No one's speaking English to you. No one knows you. Yeah. I'm having the craziest, fearful experiences in some of these countries. And I got to see that I didn't need one meeting to stay sober. I didn't need to go to church to feel close to God. I didn't even need to speak to anyone to feel good about myself. And I was able to walk through everything. It forced me to learn to love myself and enjoy peace. My whole life I've been looking for peace.
Yeah.
I found peace in Asia. So when I got back in the States, I said, I already have what I want. I don't need to chase anything or do anything. I need to protect it. And so going into my 7th year and 8th year has been the best it's ever been. I gave up everything and I have 10 times more than I've ever had in my life. And I'm finally at the most peace in my recovery and my life is getting crazy. I come back to be on Soft White Underbelly. I come back to having UFC clients. I come back to being an actor now, music videos. I come back to having a podcast. I come back to have my own YouTube channel. I come back to just everything being so beautiful in my life.
Yes.
From that experience.
That's amazing because I feel like every time there's been an issue, what I'm hearing you say is like, I got to do this external thing and it's going to fix the internal problems. And that was the first time you said like, I need to protect everything that's here right now. And I'm okay. And I'm calm.
100%.
Yeah, that's amazing. With counseling, I think that's so cool. One, do you ever see parts of yourself or experiences or struggles within the clients that you have that you also experienced? Every day. Yeah.
Sometimes the client becomes the therapist to me as they're speaking and sharing stuff.
Yeah.
And I see things that I've had within me. That's how I know how to speak to the pain, right? I know how to say what you're thinking before you even say it, to give you permission to say it. But also I'll see things within them where it's like, man, I need to look at that within myself. Like I'm going to take some notes because that's something I need to work on. Yeah.
What's something that you wish providers and counselors kind of knew more about people that are counselors with like lived experience? I know that I've had different experiences with therapists that have their lived experience with mental health issues. I connected the most with my therapist that also struggles with like my 2 big silent killers. as opposed to people who didn't. Not saying that they were bad therapists. I just realized the connection was a little bit different.
My belief is I believe those who hurt the most heal the most. So I truly believe what makes a very amazing therapist is when they have lived experience of it. And then they want to focus on that specifically to help people, because I feel like there's like a hidden language. Like you and I can look at you and you will laugh at a joke because we both, and like we see each other. Like, I feel connected with you. I get you. And there's a sense of safety that comes with that, right? If I feel seen and heard, I feel safe. If I feel safe, then I can heal. So I think with lived experiences comes this feeling, you can build this level of safety that someone can't without it. Now, I'm not saying that someone without it can't help you.
Right.
I just think there's a deeper level of healing that can take place. So I think everybody kind of plays their parts with that. And I think people, I always say this, right? And you know this, just because someone's a therapist doesn't mean they're a good therapist. Anybody can get a degree. I know a lot of people who are there. I'm like, why are you a therapist? Right? Just like any job, right? I worked at a hardware store. I didn't know anything about hardware. I just got a job there. I was the person that was like, oh yeah, paint, I got you. Hey, what do I do? People need to understand that too. Therapists are humans too. But also I think as clinicians also, be aware of what you know and don't know and be okay with that. It's okay to be like, I can't help you with that. And that's okay. Yeah. But I'll find someone for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've talked about there's like a clear difference between like getting sober and being in recovery. What are some tools that have helped you evolve beyond the mindset of just like being sober?
First one is get a therapist, right? Because in recovery, it's meant for alcohol and drugs. We're going to help you with that problem. And yeah, you'll get some help in other areas, right? But get a therapist, number one. Number two, educate yourself, right? I mean, there's tons of books you can buy at a bookstore for $5 to $10 that will radically change your life, right? So educate yourself on things to become better. 3, mentorship. Get mentorship. Yes, we have a sponsor, but that's for recovery. Get mentorship in other areas, whether it's how to be in a healthy relationship, business, finances, spiritualities, whatever you want to grow in, find a mentor for that because they have the blueprint. And so if you hang out with them enough, you'll be able to follow that same blueprint as well. 4th one, spirituality. Figure out what God is to you, whatever it is to you, right? Because I truly believe that in life, the only person you're with 24/7 is yourself. People can't be there with you 24/7, but God can. So the more you seek that, the more comfort and confidence will come in. And faith is cool because faith is a cheat code to life. It breaks logic. So I truly believe that we need a connection with a higher power to truly evolve. And the last one thing I think in recovery, right? Everybody wants to find love. Everyone wants to find love. So make sure that you learn to love yourself.
Yeah.
To pay respects to the person that's meant to be with you. And always make sure if you're in love and you have a love life, date night once a week mandatory. Because if you don't water your love life, then you ain't working your recovery.
God. We do like once a month and things are doing really, really good. Yeah.
Just called you out, right?
Yeah. It's tomorrow. So imagine that there's someone struggling out there right now who's watching this. I don't know if I have a problem. I don't know where to even start. What is something that you would want them to hear?
I would let them know just that, you matter and you are enough and that you're worth being helped and you're worth having a good life. So please just reach out for help. Let someone hear what's going on inside of you.
Yes.
And because trust me, someone will walk you through the pain one day at a time, more than you can imagine. You're not alone in this. You're so beautiful inside and there's so much purpose to your life. So please just reach out for help. So someone can help you and show you who you're always meant to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Always reach out for help. Yeah. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. I've absolutely loved getting to hear more about your story. And you are very vulnerable. And I really appreciate that. I think that being able to share about all aspects of recovery, I know we open up a lot about substance use and mental health, but really getting into why those things start in the first place is so important in people's recovery journeys. So I really appreciate your vulnerability and being so open and honest with us here. And where can people find you? What are your socials?
So if you guys want to reach out to me, YouTube is my baby. That's my thing. I give out free therapy. I have a podcast that's launching, deep conversations and workouts. I have funny relationship videos, all free content. And if you comment on my stuff, like I said, I will respond. It is me. And so it's not your average counselor. My thumbnail is me with like half my face painted like the Joker because, you know, obviously I'm crazy, but that's why I can help you so well. Instagram is Hope Dealer Fausto. TikTok is Not Your Average Counselor. Those are the 3 ways. Reach out to me. And I hope that you come out to Orange County, California, because we throw the biggest sober parties in history. And I would love for you to share your story and be a part of it.
Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day.